Someone took one of the greatest Ferraris ever made, rebuilt it from the ground up, and made it better. Only 55 will ever exist. The price? The terrifying side of £800,000. You're watching Car Files, and today we need to talk about the 355 by Evoluto. Let's get into it. Chassis, rigidity, and the carbon fusion. Evoluto didn't restore the F355 chassis. They reimagined it. Stripped entirely to bare metal, the tub was then fused, not wrapped, not coated, but fused with carbon fiber at every critical stress point. The result is a 23% increase in torsional rigidity over the original. That number sounds abstract until you're mid-corner on an undulating Welsh road and the car responds not like a vintage machine being held together by hope, but like a single, monolithic instrument. Stiffness, in a driver's car, is not about harshness. It's about honesty. And the Evoluto is unflinchingly honest. The radical weight story. 100 kilograms. Gone. Every external body panel is carbon fiber, not as a styling statement, but as a structural commitment. The result is a dry weight of 1,250 kilograms, which places the Evoluto lighter than most modern sports cars that would never dare claim the supercar badge. In an era where electrification adds weight in the name of performance, the Evoluto moves in the opposite direction, and it shows. Every input feels sharper, every response more immediate. Weight is the enemy of feel, and Evoluto declared war on it. The steering revolution. The original F355 steering was one of its most quietly criticized aspects: slow, vague, at low speeds, requiring too many corrections on a fast road. Evoluto addressed it with surgical precision. The ratio was cut from 3.25 turns lock to lock down to 2, the same number you'll find in a modern Ferrari 296 GTB. Critically, the hydraulic assistance was preserved. No electric rack, no filtering of road information through a computer's idea of what you should feel. The outcome is a steering system with contemporary sharpness and old-school communication. It is, in the truest sense, the best of both worlds. The evolution of the 5-valve V8, Ferrari's legendary 3.5-liter F129 engine, the unit that once held the record for the highest specific output per liter of any naturally aspirated engine on Earth, including the McLaren F1, is kept. But it is not left alone. Ported cylinder heads, bespoke camshafts, equal-length headers, and around 200 new internal components bring power to 420 horsepower. For those who find that insufficient, and apparently most customers do, a 3.7-liter upgrade is available. 480 HP, 450 newton-meters of torque, a 9,000 revolutions per minute's redline, titanium conrods, and a titanium exhaust. It is the engine Ferrari might have built in a parallel universe where turbocharging was never invented. The track width expansion. The wider body is not cosmetic. It never was. The front track grows by 77 millimeters, the rear by 66 millimeters, and crucially, Evoluto achieved this by moving the actual hardpoints of the suspension, not by bolting on spacers and calling it a day. The mechanical consequence is profound. Wider tracks mean more stability under braking, more balance in corners, and more of that contact patch in contact with the road for longer. The visual consequence, a car that looks planted, purposeful, and wider than its 1990s proportions ever suggested, is simply a welcome side effect of doing the engineering properly. The maintenance revolution hiding in the rear subframe. Ask any F355 owner what they dread most. The answer will involve the word belts and a very large invoice, because accessing the cam bolt on the original car requires removing the engine entirely. It is a process that costs a fortune and tests the patience of even the most devoted Ferrarista. Evoluto solved this with a completely new rear subframe that unbolts and drops cleanly away from the car, combined with a wiring loom that disconnects at a single point. What was once a days-long engine-out procedure becomes a fraction of that. It's the kind of unglamorous engineering that nobody photographs, but every owner will be quietly grateful for every time a service bill arrives. Modern lighting in a classic silhouette. The pop-up headlights survive. This was non-negotiable, and Evoluto understood that. Those rising lids are not merely a styling tick. They are a defining gesture of the 1990s supercar era, a mechanical flourish that no modern car is allowed to perform anymore. Inside those lids, however, the technology is entirely contemporary. Full LED units that meet modern safety and visibility standards without disturbing a single line of the original's profile. Nostalgia and functionality, in this case, are not in conflict. Pure analog interior, a digital detox. There is no screen in this car. Not a small one, not a hidden one, not one disguised as something else. Evoluto made a deliberate, principled decision. This machine exists to heighten the senses, not to mediate them. Every surface is leather, carbon fiber, or machined metal. The switches are engraved with their functions and filled with luminescent pigment. illuminated by 4 UV lights set into the roof, a solution that will still look precise and intentional in 30 years, long after backlit buttons have faded and failed. It is an interior built to age as the original should have, which is to say, beautifully. Ian Callum's hand on the bodywork. The exterior design carries the signature of Ian Callum, the man responsible for some of Aston Martin and Jaguar's most enduring shapes. His brief was not to reimagine the 355, but to amplify it, to take what Pininfarina created and give it a wider stance, a lower posture, and a quiet aggression that the original only hinted at. Look at the rear haunches. Those air intakes carry a deliberate echo of the Ferrari 288 GTO, a nod to the lineage placed there by someone who understands that great design is always a conversation with the past. Callum didn't break the 355. He finished it.